Time now for our Kindness 101 series, where Steve Hartman and his kids share stories built around kindness and character. Today's lesson is humanity, a lesson we could all certainly use. Steve, Meryl, and Emmett revisit with a woman who would simply ignore homeless people until one day she stopped and looked at the human being that was standing in front of her.
Good morning. This is my daughter Meryl, and this is our lesson on
humanity. And we begin our lesson with my brother Emmett at the dictionary desk.
So I think I have a good definition for this one. Humanity is the moral thread that binds all humans together.
That is a good one. I'd also say that to show humanity is to see our sameness. To look at pictures like these and not immediately start sorting them like biker dude or religious people or person with disabilities. But instead to look at pictures like these and see, Emmett?
Human.
Right.
Human.
Right.
They're all human.
All human. And if we start seeing people all as the same first, what does that eliminate?
Racism.
Yeah.
And like gender discrimination, I guess, as well.
Excellent. A few years ago, I met a woman who wasn't great at seeing everyone as a person first. But she got better, much better, and is now the perfect example for how to see and show humanity.
Used to be, when Ginger Sprouse came across homeless people, she would often give them something, her 2 cents.
I would say, why don't you get a job? Or what's your problem? I've been that way my whole life.
But one day, Ginger, who owns a cooking school outside Houston, decided she didn't like that about herself and would try to change.
He would stand right here on the corner.
She began
Right there.
by approaching a guy she used to see all the time on her way to work. His name is Victor Hubbard. Victor says he told Ginger how he ended up on the streets after his mother moved away and left him.
You had no idea where your mom was?
No, I didn't know where she was.
He says Ginger listened to his story and went on her way.
Then I couldn't get him out of my mind. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll go back. But what really got me, this is probably after the 3rd time I met him, he said, when are you coming back?
It was a light bulb moment that led to one final visit.
It was a cold December night, and although Victor had food and blankets, there's only so much comfort you can pass through a car window. So Ginger did something the old Ginger would have never dreamed of doing.
She went to her husband with a request.
I asked Dean, would it be okay with you if I went and got him? And I said, if he could just stay one night because it's raining.
Well, okay, stop right there.
Okay.
I had to think about it, you know.
I'm sure you did. I'm starting to recognize a slippery slope here.
Yes, exactly. The honest truth is, you know, when she says, I feel compelled to help this guy, how can I say no to that?
And that's how Victor Hubbard found his second family.
Oh, yeah.
Moving in with Ginger and Dean.
He was my favorite.
They helped him get social services and doctor's appointments, introduced him to the community, and made him part of it. Victor also got 2 jobs, one at a burger joint.
Yep, just like that.
And another at a cooking school.
Here you go, looks good. Life is messy, but if you're gonna love other people, you have to be willing to step into their mess. My whole life, I've wanted to avoid that. That's why I rolled the window up and didn't look.
Give it some distance.
And that's why she now rolls it down to let the blessings blow in.
Ginger Sprouse joins us now. Hello, Ginger.
Good morning.
How's Victor doing?
He is working a full-time job.
Is he still working with you, or he's got a different job?
He has his own job. He said it's too much like working for his mother.
Okay.
He has an apartment. He has a roommate.
So he moved out?
They moved out on their own. He didn't want
What
to
do you
be
mean
stuck
they?
out.
Was the roommate living with you too?
Briefly.
So you've helped other homeless people?
In different iterations. I don't have everyone move in with me.
But still, does this Ginger recognize that old Ginger that was rolling up the car window?
You know, once you've helped one person, I don't think that I could ever go back the other way, because you realize there could be somebody incredible on the other side of the window that you wouldn't have met otherwise.
That's great. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
It was good to talk to you guys.
You know, earlier Emmett defined humanity as the moral thread that binds all people together. And when we break that thread, start dividing people into saints and sinners, winners and losers, or worst of all, us and them, we are quite literally not living up to our name, human being. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Gosh, I mean, a story like that and the moment that we're living in, all of us around the world, with so much heartache, I really needed that. To have a lesson where it's hard because we're human beings and sometimes we are biased and we see somebody and we immediately put them in a category.
In a box, we judge them.
Right.
And we lose focus on the humanity.
Right, of who they are and what their stories are. I look now at my little daughter and I just think to myself when I see stories like that, that everybody, you know, Ginger, Victor, the homeless man, they all started out like Celine. They were all, somebody held them, somebody fed
somebody's
them.
baby.
Yes, and if you can, that's the way I kind of try to think about it when I see people, and I try not to be that person who says biker dude or religious person.
Right, right. Kindness 101, one of our favorite series.
I love it.
So awesome.